Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at where next week's 10 days. In today's video, this will take us up to the 21st of July, so we'll be going well into the second half of the month with this update. Looks like going to be keeping it changeable. There was a suggestion for a while over weekend that we might build up some ridging and possibly get some warmer, drier weather over the weekend, possibly lasting into the start of next week. It looks like that's going away now. That idea is fading from the models, and overall it looks like going to be keeping it changeable into weekend and possibly on into next week as well, with low pressure continue to move in off the Atlantic. So I'll show the detail in a second, but before I get on with that, just to say about the ads that goes over this. First of all, there's links to articles on the page. You have a browse widgets and click through links, you'll be having to pay for the website. More importantly, just say about the charity fundraiser, because throughout July we are raising money for Warwickshire and Northamptonshire Air Ambulance, and we only launched this a week ago. It's a week today that we started this. Going to be running it right through to the end of the month, and over weekend the news was that we surpassed our second target. I started the first target at £200. That went within a day, so I raised it to £500, and we've gone past that now. We've gone up to £505 so far. So a big thank you to everybody that's donated to the Warwickshire and Northamptonshire Air Ambulance. Been a phenomenal response to get over £500 in a week. Absolutely amazing. I've raised the target again. We've gone up to £750 now. Can we get £750, maybe £1,000 by the end of the month? Let's wait and see. But a huge thank you to all of you who have donated for this charity event so far. If you would like to give a contribution to the Warwickshire and Northamptonshire Air Ambulance, remember they are completely reliant on donations. They don't get any money from the government or from the National Health Service. They are just completely reliant on your donations to enable them to keep flying. And one mission to save a person's life is going to cost £1,700. So it costs quite a lot of money to keep the air ambulance going. Everything from the helicopter itself down to the smallest plasters and wound pads has to be paid for by your donation. So if you want to make a donation to the Warwickshire and Northamptonshire Air Ambulance, then all you have to do, two ways of doing it. You can either click through the link that I'm going to leave in the description box at YouTube, or alternatively, there's links across Galsworthy's. Just click those links to our Just Giving page. This is it. I'm on the Just Giving page now, and you can donate completely securely to the air ambulance. You can also do it via text. So you have to do with that one is text our code, which is GWVS77, with the amount you would like to donate. It can be anything from £1 upwards to 770. And again, by doing that, you will be donating. If you pay as you go, it will either be taken off your balance, or if you pay with a bill, it'll go onto your bill for your next payment. So a big thank you to everybody that's donated. If you haven't donated yet, then I just ask you if you enjoy what we do at Galsworthy's, if you enjoy our videos, our written posts, Terry's updates, of course, it's all completely free of charge, and that's where it's going to be staying. But I just ask that you do make this donation for us to the air ambulance, and a big thank you for doing that. Right, let's start off with the update then, and we're going to start off with 500 bit of our high dollars. Actually, we're starting off with the Central England temperature. Sorry, I threw this in right at the last minute. I forgot I'd done it. So we're going to start off with the Central England temperature provisional up to the 10th. So this is it. This is up to the 10th, and we're starting at 15.8, or we're at 15.8, which is an anomaly. Bang on average, 0.0. So we're bang on average for this point in July. That's ticked up quite a bit actually over the weekend. It's been a really warm and muggy weekend, but I think this will probably be edging back down again actually over the next few days. It has turned quite a bit cooler. Right, those 500 millibar heights, and here they are. We're starting off with the ECMWF on the top, and the GFS, which we'll have a look at in a moment, is on the bottom. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet, is an area in the atmosphere where high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. This is the main flow chart for the next week, 10 days. This takes us to around the 21st of July. The ECM is westerly, so we've got trough of low pressure centred around Greenland, Iceland, a ridge down in the central part of the Atlantic, and the jet stream indicated by the lines coming through the country rather like that. So it is changeable. Now, the ECM of the Earth has been generally quite keen to build up a ridge and bring some sort of mini hotter spell over the weekend. It's backing away from that idea now, and this could trend more unsettled, actually. I would be surprised over the next couple of updates of the ECM. The next will be tonight, and then have more tomorrow, of course. Over the next few updates, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't going to trend more unsettled, actually, over the weekend and into next week. But GFS is more unsettled. Look at this. It has a deep area of below average heights indicated by those blue colours, almost over top of the UK, centred ever so slightly to the north. But jet stream is stronger as well, coming in off the Atlantic and doing something like that, running right through the country. Now, the GFS seems to be leading the way with this a little bit. It was never all that set on bringing us a hotter spell over the weekend. It did flirt with the idea a little bit, but not as much as the ECMWF. The GFS seems to be leading the way with this, and I suspect the ECM will back off a bit further and go more changeable over the next few updates. Will be interesting to see, but it certainly looks like westerlies are dominating right up to day 10. So the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles looking like this. We do get a little bit of a warm-up coming up at the weekend. That spike in the temperature just there, nothing overly dramatic at all, but just a little bit of a warm-up from where we are at the moment and for the rest of this week, which is really quite cool. Temperatures generally below average. Now we go through into next week, weekend into next week, and then we're just flatlining very close to the red line. Remember, the thick red line is the 30-year temperature average. We just flatline with it, to be honest. So no big deviation in temperatures coming up. No sign of anything especially hot there. But I suppose after the next few days, which will be really quite cool, it will go a little bit milder, a bit warmer, but nothing overly dramatic being a signal. Precipitation, we've got quite a few spikes coming up. Look at this, we've got rainfall spikes around middle part of the week. That could well be associated with thundery showers, maybe even some longer spells of thundery rain. And then we go through the rest of the week into weekend on into next week, which is this period just here, and looks generally changed, but it's not a washout, but there are regular rainfall spikes coming through, indicating that it's going to be staying mixed, it's going to be staying changeable, most likely through the coming period. Temperature anomalies for the next week, this is going from the 11th through to the 19th, generally coming out cooler than average, below average temperature anomalies for most of Western Europe. British Isles is included. Precipitation, generally a bit above average, so it's the story of the summer so far, really, which is temperatures a bit on the poor side, or certainly of July anyway. June was a bit warmer, but certainly of July, temperatures on the poor side, precipitation generally a little bit above what you would expect. That's how the anomalies looking for the next couple of weeks. So here we go with the GFS then. For Thursday, we're still under the trough of low pressure. This is the high pressure from the Azores that at the weekend, it looked like this was going to build a nice ridge and do something like that over the weekend and centre that ridge over top of the country. There is still a bit of a ridge trying to come in on Thursday, but on Friday you see it's already being flattened off by this area of low pressure and the jet stream coming through the country. So it does settle a little bit on Friday for the south, but generally the jet stream is still coming through the country and this low pressure is very close to us. We get through into the weekend, and you see what's happened. That ridge has not been able to gain an advantage in the weather. Instead, it's just moving into central parts of Europe as low pressure in the Atlantic and the jet stream just runs through the country like that. That looks changeable and quite cool for Saturday, and unsettled too. Sunday also looks unsettled again. The jet stream coming right through the country with this one, and it is very much low pressure dominated. The winds are from the west, so it will be showery and cool conditions. That ridge that it looked like we might set up over country for weekend is actually just building into eastern parts of Europe and then down through southern Europe, and we remain with the jet stream and the low pressure out to the north and west of the country. Next week, no real change in this. So this is Monday, the 18th of July, a week away. Low pressure still coming in off the Atlantic. That's going Tuesday as well. Wednesday, 20th, it still goes on. And then into Thursday, the 21st, day 10. Still looks very changeable, doesn't it? Low pressure still generally in control. There's low pressure clearing into the North Sea there. There's more low pressure downwind. Have got a ridge from the Azores. Not all that far away for us, but as long as the jet stream is doing something like that, it's not going to be able to do much for us, and that still looks changeable into that third week of July. E70F, as I said, this model has been more bullish about bringing in some warmer, drier conditions at the weekend, but it is starting to back away now. Friday, there's that ridge that we wanted to build up over the weekend and bring a drier and warmer spell, but just doesn't really come off. This is Saturday, the 16th of July, when we've got low pressure dominating to the north and west, jet streams coming through the country. The ridge is close, but it's across France into Central Europe, really. It's not able to do a huge amount for us. I suppose the south could be a little bit drier and warmer, but it still looks generally quite a changeable pattern. We go over into sunny 17th, very similar, and then into next week, keeping it changeable. Another area of low pressure is coming in off the Atlantic here on Tuesday the 19th, bringing in more unsettled conditions. And then we go through beyond that into middle latter stages of next week, up to day 10, which is Thursday, the 21st of July. And by that point, we are again starting to see signs of ridging building across the country. Here comes a ridge from the Azores into the UK. Jet stream starting to be pushed northwards. Now, there has to be a question mark over that, because the E70F wanted to do that over the weekend, the coming weekend, and obviously it's backing away from that and it's pushing it back into the middle part of next week now. So will we ever actually get to this ridge? We may do in the end, but of course by the time we do it might be the end of August into September, and summer could be gone, because it is ticking away now this summer. There's still plenty of time to set up a significantly drier and warmer spell. But time's getting on. If we're going to do it, we're going to have to do it within the next few weeks, because by the time we get through to the sort of end of August, middle late August, of course, days are rapidly shortening, and you just lose the warmth, really, from the atmosphere as you get through into the end of August. Certainly in terms of hot weather. Anyway, you can still have it very warm in late August and early September. But for the hottest conditions, real heat wave conditions, we've got to get on with it, I think, to start to get that sort of weather going. So, well, that's it. That's a disappointing update for today. If you wanted some warmer and drier weather for the weekend, if that's what you're looking forward to, looks like it's being put back again. And overall, those westerlies still shows no sign, really, of abating for the time being. That's all for now, then, and thanks for watching.